Today we're going to look at the question of how do you find the units digit of 7 to the 143rd power. Now clearly this involves exponents, maybe some other things, but what I really care about is the habits for today. So this will be an example to demonstrate some of the things we talk about over here. So don't get hung up on this problem too much. Okay, so in general, what happens when you have a hard question other than you get upset? So how do we turn this sad face into a smile? So there's going to be some general ideas and then some specific techniques. So in general, first of all, hard questions aren't bad, they help you improve, so you shouldn't be upset. So that's part of the learning process. In general, so if you're faced with a problem like this, maybe you've never seen this before, you might have no idea what to do. So go out on a limb. Try something even if it fails miserably. So that's what going out on a limb means. Explore, try different ideas. Try the same idea you had, try tweaking it. Have fun with it. So don't feel like if your idea didn't work, you're not learning. So it's not just about getting the answer. Finally, you're probably going to try an idea or 2 or 3 or 10 or 30 and fail on this problem. And then don't give up. So you're just going to repeat this process. Try an idea, explore it, have fun while you're doing it. You're going to fail very often and just keep repeating that process. So that's a good sort of recipe in general. And remember, even if you keep failing, it's fine. So let's go, in doing this process, let's go over here. The more you do these sorts of hard problems, the more your endurance will increase. So there's at least 3 factors involved in increasing your endurance. I probably should have listed getting more mature and older over here, but so the more experience and practice you get, the higher your endurance will be. The more techniques you have, so like specific techniques that we'll go into, and the more you practice not giving up, the more your endurance grows. So let's say before you might have seen this and given up right away. Then you tried it for 30 seconds, you had one idea, your one idea didn't work, then you gave up. A little bit later, you've been doing some more of this stuff, you have some more techniques, you tried maybe 2 or 3 things, they didn't work, so now you've been at it for 5 minutes. So then you've been at it 10 minutes. So basically, by not giving up, endurance is a muscle. So you can grow endurance by trying not to give up for longer and longer periods. Now that doesn't mean you're just sitting there and staring at it. If you're just sitting there with no ideas, feeling upset about it, then you're not spending your time productively, and endurance doesn't mean just staring and trying to see how long you can sit in a chair. It means how long are you productively doing this process until you feel like you've had enough. Alright, so that's the general way to build endurance. You just do this process, you get some more experience, you learn some more techniques, you get more ideas, and you practice not giving up. So what are some specific techniques? Now, these won't all apply to this problem necessarily, but there's tons of techniques. So the more math you learn, the more you learn of other subjects, you'll learn a whole bag of tricks over here. So one idea might be to start small. Another one might be to look for patterns. So these 2 will actually be in use in this problem. Working backwards is another standard technique, but not really applicable to this problem, although a little bit. And there's hundreds and hundreds of these techniques. So with experience, you'll pick up a lot of these. So now let's go into this problem and see how we can use some of these ideas. So first of all, what's the units digit? I purposefully use that term because many of you don't know, so it's the ones digit. So in other words, if the number is 47, the units digit or the ones digit is 7. So we just want the last digit of this messy number. Now you could try this on a calculator, but your calculator probably will run out of space. Probably won't be able to do it. Okay, so we need some sort of method other than actually calculating this number. So in a sense, we might be able to work backwards. So let's not go all the way to the finish line of calculating this number. Let's start small. This looks like a scary problem. How about 7 to the 1st? So we're starting small. Well, and this is going to be what it ends in. So it ends in 7. 7 to the 1st is 7. How about 7 squared? All right, that's 49. We just care about the last digit, the ones digit, units digit, so we're just going to put the 9 as in 49. Now 7 cubed. So right now we don't know what we're doing, we're just exploring the problem, we're just seeing what happens. All right, so 7 cubed, rather than take 49 and multiply it by 7, we're just going to, we don't care about the 4, so we're just going to work with these digits. So we're just going to do 9 times another 7 to get 63, but we don't care about the 6 either. It's just going to be 3. So we could have been keeping track of these numbers, but we just care about these. So we throw away the 4, 9 times 7 is 63. Again, that 6 is no longer, that doesn't even make any sense, so just keep track of this 3. Alright, so then 3 times 7, that would be your next one. So take the previous result, multiply by 7 again. So 3 times 7 is 21. So this would end in a 1. Alright, let's do this again. So at this point, you're just praying for a miracle. Multiply this by 7 again, and now we get something interesting. So what's so special about this? Well, if you take a look, we're going to be looking for patterns. We got a 7 again. So this is very important because now we don't have to calculate the next one. So you could, 7 times 7 again would end in a 9. So as you can see, this pattern, this cycle will repeat. So it would be 7931, 7931, 7931. So rather than actually doing this, we already know how this is going to work. So just using these techniques. So all we're interested in now is like a game of musical chairs. Where in this pattern are we going to land with this power? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? So every multiple of 4 will be landing on the 1. So the closest multiple of 4 here will be 140. So 140 would land on this 1. And then we do 141, 142, 143. So that's your answer. This would end in a 3. So this is a very powerful technique, but in general, I want you guys to focus more on the talking in this video, all this habit stuff, rather than this specific problem. This is just an application of these techniques.